Although the Dreaming City curse has been a thing since Forsaken's release, there are many stories that slip through the cracks. This season, we begin to unearth some of these secrets with the Ahamkara Riven involving this Dreaming City curse. The curse loops week after week, but it also has major effects on characters like Corsair Amrita Vae, who is stuck completing the same actions week after week since the corruption began. This season, we get an update on her story and this curse. Corsairs are members of the Awoken and Reef, the Awoken military of sorts. In all military matters, the Queen's commands are carried out by her 7 paladins. 4 command the Royal Armada, including the Corsairs and Vestian Guard. 2 command the Royal Army, including the Reef's battle stations and military installations. The 7th paladin commands the Royal Awoken Guard, whose primary task is to safeguard the Queen in any and all matters. This includes threats not only to her person, but to the Reef as a whole. As such, the Royal Awoken Guard work closely with the Queen's brother, Master of Crows Prince Aldrin Sov, and every guard member is trained in espionage and diplomacy, as well as in firearms and hand-to-hand combat. So that was a description from Destiny 1, a little outdated as Aldrin Sov is now Crow, but you get the idea. Corsairs are a unit under the Royal Armada. In terms of the gameplay, they can be seen in the Dreaming City in different locations. They go on missions and safeguard the Awoken belongings, including their city and their queen. They'll actually fight off enemies if you stand around them long enough. When the curse fell upon the Dreaming City, many of the Awoken were corrupted or trapped. This included the Techians, which were taken by Oryx, and we helped free them during the Last Wish raid. Usually you can't untake things, but Techians have some paracausal magics going on with them, so it was possible. But a particular Corsair named Amrita Vae has an interesting backstory with this loop. Vae was an Awoken Corsair of the Reef. During the Battle of Saturn, when Oryx would invade and Mara seemingly was destroyed, Vae survived and, like other Awoken, fled the Reef to begin a new life. They thought everything was gone, so let's start anew. In the Tiger Spite lore, she set up shop on Earth and made it a home. Kezia watches, but all she sees are the walls they built with their own hands, the tiny garden they coaxed out of the parched earth, the mountains on the horizon, so unlike any in the Reef. The salvage they transformed from left-behind scraps into beloved possessions. She watches, but all she thinks of is the before and after. She's starting to realize that she stopped longing for the before years ago. It's clear now that Amrita has been dreaming of it every day. When Kezia speaks, it takes all her courage. What about our life here? Amrita reels. What life? She says, thoughtless. This isn't a life, Kezia. This is waiting, hiding. This is purgatory. The Queen's alive. Petra needs us. We have to fight. Vae learns that Mara Sov is alive after the events of the Taken King. Leaving her new home here on Earth, she returns to the Reef to join the fight, resuming her duties as a Corsair.
This is our most sacred place. Outsiders are forbidden. I want answers. No one was supposed to come back here until everything was safe.
A time later, Guardians would destroy Riven, and a curse would unleash upon the Dreaming City, beginning a cycle of Taken madness. This loop is a consequence of the curse unleashed upon the Dreaming City following the death of Riven. During this loop, events in the city repeat themselves, trapping its inhabitants, including Amrita Vae, in a continuous cycle.
I should have known that Riven would grant one last wish, one last curse. Now the Dreaming City has been taken. I opened the gates. I ordered the attack. I should have known.
Vae experiences this loop firsthand. Despite her efforts to combat the Hive and protect awoken relics, she finds herself repeating the same actions and facing similar situations over and over again. This repetition leads her to reflect on the feeling of being a prisoner in her own body, unable to make even simple changes to her actions. Her encounters with the young wolf during these loops highlight the repetitive and unchanging nature of the curse affecting the Dreaming City. During Forsaken, there were missions called Broken Corsair, where you would experience this loop in the city, meet characters like Vae, and follow Petra's commands to try and stop it. I'm not sure if you're still able to do these, I doubt it because Forsaken's, been vaulted, but Destiny Lore Vault, as always, is amazing and a great source to archive this content, and I'll play a couple right now. Be sure to check out their channel.
They're looting our temples, stealing relics. We tried to stop them.
What kind of relics? Antiques?
No. No. The relics hide whole libraries of information. Schematics to weapons beyond your understanding. Secrets from other worlds, other galaxies. If we lose them, we lose everything. By the way, my name is Amrita. How do you find the will to come out here again and again? We both know exactly what's going to happen, and yet, here you are.
You have to believe that change is possible.
It's hard getting up on days like this, knowing that I can't do anything to change fate. I can't stop the Hive from ransacking the monasteries. I can't stop myself from getting shot. But knowing that you'll find me here fills me with determination. If I'd known things would go this way, I might have called in sick when this started. Instead, I'm gut shot forever, and there's no way to break the cycle.
Not yet. Maybe someday we'll break the curse.
Maybe.
This season, we get an update on the curse and Amrita Vae from the Wormguard Hood. The lore reads this. Descending the grassy sands of the Strand, Petra hears the familiar roar of the Dreaming City, caught in another predictable brawl. She notes the streaks of glass and scorch along the sand where dead scorn line the beach and continues moving. Chitin ashes away as she strides through the gardens of Asila. She moves unhindered. Travel is never easier than in the wake of a guardian. She smiles. Maybe she would meet them there. Her spirits fade when she reaches Amrita's cave and sees no guardian waiting. It seems they crashed through the city and left, their attention drawn by some greater battle raging elsewhere. Petra minds her footing as she clambers down the slick cave rock and kneels beside the Corsair. Something for the pain? Corsair Amrita tries to stand, winces, and slouches back against the stone wall. Oh, you got my distress signal. I just assumed you were in distress. Petra smiles and removes a small pouch labeled Amrita, as well as a finely carved wooden applicator. Several other named pouches dangle from her belt. Safe bet, Amrita chuckles, voice trailing in soft, tense coughs and unsteady breathing. Stop trying to get up. Petra whisks the contents of the pouch with the applicator, stirring an aroma of mint, aloe, and musk into the air. Amrita watches her work the mixture over. Too forceful and the salve would separate, too soft and it wouldn't properly adhere or harden in the air. It was a test of consistency, attention, and discipline. I think I just like to go now, wake up from the beginning. Amrita doesn't look up from Petra's hands until they stop. Let me apply the salve. Petra reaches toward Amrita's stomach, a hive splinter spike still hot in her gut. Amrita grips Petra's arm as a spasm twists her gut, voice almost a whisper. I don't want to do this anymore, Petra. The words were stark with grit. I don't want you to either, Petra says, her eyes meeting Amrita's. But you don't have to suffer needlessly. Petra nods to her arm. Amrita lets go and shifts her armor off the wound. Thank you. Petra smears a thick coating of salve over the burnt, cauterized flesh, which douses the spike and soothes the inflammation. Amrita exhales and leans forward. Go, you've spent enough time with me. I'll be back, sister, Petra grabs Amrita's hand and squeezes it. We'll find a way out, just not today. To be straight up, I totally forgot about these Corsair missions until we got new lore entries like this season. It really shows the impact that this curse has on Mara's dreaming city and the people that live there, like this Corsair. Petra has many pouches as she strolls through the dreaming city visiting these Corsairs, trying to heal their pain that's on a continuous loop. The hope is this season, although we're focused on finding the eggs and whatnot, that we could try and stop the dreaming city curse, but Mara says things like this.
I knew there would be a cost in bargaining with Riven. I did not intend it to be a cost we kept paying all these years later. But now, the Witch Queen's scrolls have confirmed my greatest fear. The curse on the Dreaming City cannot be undone. I've pored over 1,000 possibilities, but the Corsair souls trapped there remain. I won't give up on them. Even with the curse in place, there must be a way to bring my people home. A task for tomorrow, perhaps.
So let me know in the comments down below, do you think this curse will ever be able to be stopped? And did you know stories like this one about this Corsair and the Dreaming City loop? If you'd like to see some other Destiny lore and mysteries, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.